Hey guys, this is Immature, and keep in mind that this video is not an actual direct combat guide of the Arraxor, so click away if you were hoping for that. This is a all-around guide. So for those who don't know what Arraxor is, it is a giant spider who lives in this cave actually, and it's the newest released boss monster in the Runescape, who is actually the strongest solo boss. So yeah, you heard me right. It is actually a solo slash duo boss. So it is intended to be a solo, but if you want, you can bring your friend along to duo it. Although there's one little twist that makes duoing it not as appealing as it may sound. Because if you duo the boss, it will actually hit twice as hard as if you were soloing it, so it makes it even more dangerous and easier to die to, so wouldn't suggest doing that just yet. As I said, it is the strongest solo boss, so if you want to defeat it, you will need the best gear in the game that you can get, at least as far as right now, because not all of the mechanics are known, and well, you will need the gear now, and when the mechanics will be known and the tactics will be all clear, then maybe a lower geared or lower levels will be able to defeat it. So the requirements for this boss, well, there is none pretty much. All you need is the quest to get into the Mauritania place, and then you just need to get south of the Port Presmatis. To do so, you can get to Port Presmatis bank if you can bank there, and the closest way is through the south 92 agility shortcut. If you don't have that, you can just pass the western gate and run right here to the cave. This is where the spider lives. You can enter the cave. The fight will not start instantly. You just get into this place. You need to jump this gap right here and run a little bit further in, and there will be, well, probably people, I don't know, and a entrance, webbed entrance to the fight. As you can see right here, you jump into the main ground. So if we try to enter the thing, obviously will be warned, but you can enter the boss room normally, or you can start a custom session as in God Wars and Vorago stuff. A custom session costs you 200,000, and you can go alone or with your friend, or you obviously can enter the boss room normally. And well, that's a bit of a thing as well, because if someone is fighting the boss in this world that you are in, you will not be able to enter the boss room. That is why these people are actually waiting pretty much in line, because they don't want to pay the 200,000, because well, you can't be actually crashed, because if there is a player already fighting, another player cannot enter. So if terms of being crashed and stolen the kill, well, that's pretty much impossible, but you also have to wait for another player to succeed or die in the fight. Also be aware that Arraxor has a special attack that can hit you and your follower for about 2,000 HP, well, at least your follower can be hit. And if you bring a Pack-Yak, he can die quite easily if he gets hit by that attack. But right now, having a Black Royal Rhino that can bring you as much as, Pack-Yak, and you don't need to worry about scrolls, because, well, this is a 1 kill per trip thing anyways, yeah, so you won't need that. And Rhino right now is just as good as Pack-Yak, so use that, because he cannot die. As you can see, there's spiders crawling like around the freaking place when you're here, and this one just glitched in my corner, so that's fun, obviously. So let's talk a little bit about what this creature can drop you. So one thing to mention is that it works just like QBD. You will need to loot a chest to get your stuff, well, pretty much that mechanic. Also, you'll be able to gamble your loot to get a pet, so yeah, pet is possible. Now, it is possible to get the pet as a drop, but the chances are low, and if you gamble your loot, the chances get higher, and the chances also get higher if you do very well in the fight. So obviously there's a pet reward. Also, well, it drops a lot of random stuff, obviously supplies and stuff like that, and usually it's above 200k per kill, even if you get kind of a shit item. So that's pretty awesome, I guess. Also, Arraxor has a drop that he drops always, that is Araxite arrows, between 70 and 90. And well, these are not very expensive, but he drops them always, and they are the best arrows in the game, and you will only be able to use them with the longbow that Arraxor actually drops. So obviously you heard about the longbow now from me, and he actually has all three, you know, of the combat triangle two-handed weapon. So the items are Noxious Staff, Noxious Longbow, and Noxious Scythe. So that sounds pretty damn awesome, especially the Scythe. I would like to see that, but we can't actually even expect the items to be dropped yet because they're not actually dropped. You need to collect certain things like Spider's Leg Top or Spider's leg middle, and stuff like that. And these drops depend on holy shit, I believe I can see the file a little bit. So these drops depend on which path you take, because there will be a lot of paths. The paths will decide what kind of mechanics the spider will use. So I mentioned mechanics. When you enter the room and fight the spider, he will have different mechanics. Well, not each time, but the mechanics will change every couple of days. The mechanics also different in the way that you choose your path throughout the fight, but I will show you that later. And a mod of Jagex actually confirmed that there's gonna be 23 different combat mechanics. So obviously this list is not endless, and well, someday we will learn them all, but the rotation hasn't come yet, I believe. And because of that, not all of the tunnels and paths are available, meaning you cannot get all of the items required for the newest weapons. Also keep in mind that there is no way back other than teleport if you get in there, so it's a die or win battle. And also, if you actually succeed and win, the next time you fight this boss the same day, it will actually be stronger each time. So it gradually becomes stronger the more times you kill it. So Jagex made it so that everyone has a chance of getting good loot, but the freaking no-lifers don't really have the chance of getting 100 kills a day and getting the insane loots and, you know, molesting the fact that they can make huge money out of this. So I believe even when the mechanics are known, after 2 or 3 kills the boss will become really hard, but we'll see about that. Okay, so now a little bit of combat. So don't look at my equipment and inventory, because this wasn't really a actual attempt, a real attempt. It was just, you know, fuck around. I wanted to actually see myself how it is, and rather than just read on wiki and stuff like that. So once you enter the room, there will be 3 paths. One of them is right now blocked, so you can't enter that. Choosing the path will trigger a different fight mechanic in the phase 2, because there will be 4 phases, and one phase we still don't know, but the others we do. So first of all, as you can see, upon entering and burning up one of the webs that you choose to fire, the Arraxor's legs will have a color. So if it is green, he will attack with ranged and melee if you're in melee, you know, distance. Also, if his legs are blue, then it's mage slash melee, and if it's red, it's obviously only melee then. So these are the basic attacks. He will not change this throughout the fight, and he has also special attacks. Now, he has 4 special attacks, and the thing is that he never uses the same special attack twice in a row. The first special attack is when he bends his legs and he just prepares to swipe. You gotta be quick. You gotta move a little bit away. One square does it all, but it's really hard to do so because when he actually bends over, his hitbox becomes really large, and I'm trying to run away, clicking squares away, but I end up clicking on him somehow. So best is to be prepared to move away, and that's pretty much it, because this move really hits high on you if you don't move away, so be aware of that. It doesn't really kill you that easily, but it's food consumption, and you don't want to consume any food until later phases. So yeah, you want to keep food with you. Next off, he throws some spiders on you, and they start webbing you, and you just try to reach out. And if you're using EOC, then you can use Anticipate or Freedom, and this will lessen the damage that you're given. Otherwise, you will be hit constantly with some hits, and you just try to struggle out, and you do. Lastly, he has a special attack that drops a huge cobweb over him. Once he does, he heals himself for a bit, and if you try to attack him, he will retaliate a lot of damage back to you, so stay out of that. And lastly, once he dies, especially in first and second phases, spiders above him doesn't let him die and heal him for like 5,000 or 500 if in Legacy. So don't really try to kill him, just move on to the second phase or the third phase, because actually the cobweb that you started burning before the fight will burn out in a minute, and well, you can actually proceed to the next phase by then, but I wouldn't suggest doing so. Get him down to at least near death, because in phase 3 he will actually regain all of the health that you left him in the phases 1 and 2. So try to get him down to as little HP as you can. Then if you move on to the middle cobweb, middle path, you will see a lake of acid. You need to lure him into the acid, and then once the acid level, as you see on the top, reaches full if you're duoing and 50% if you're soloing, you will need to lure him back a little bit, and shit should happen. I'm not really sure. I'm telling you, this is not a combat guide, and actually the mechanics have already changed, so I guess just seek more information otherwhere, because I believe there's a lot of people who are trying to make that kind of stuff. Thanks for watching. This was a little too long. I've been talking for too long. I'll be trying this boss maybe later when I get a good guide to see. I don't know, because I don't really want to try it out myself. I know I'm not the best PVMer and stuff like that. So yeah, go try that yourself. If you die, your grave will be in the graveyard. Just click the other button when entering the cave, and be aware, because if you take too long, spiders will start attacking your grave and your timer will run out faster. So yeah, about that. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.